Reiner Knizia is one of the most prolific game designers in the board gaming world, but how will this master mathematician of the Meepleverse manage making games from Munchkins? We're about to find out in this episode of Little Big Thumbs. Much like the author of a book, the person who crafts the mechanical moving parts of a tabletop game is considered to be its author or game designer. And when it comes to game design, no name is more respected than Dr. Reiner Knizia. The good doctor has crafted some of the most celebrated strategy games ever made, and in this video we'll be looking at two games that Dr. Knizia designed with younger players in mind. Racing Hedgehogs from FoxMind and Mania from Pegasus Spiele. We're going to give you an overview of how each game plays and then compare them in 3 categories to help you decide if either of these games are right for your game shelves. So, let's get to it! When I hear the name Mania, it makes me think of WrestleMania, and honestly, this game isn't that far off. A small army of half-shelled slowpokes are climbing onto a small island, and there simply isn't enough room for them all. As more turtles climb on, eventually some are going to tumble back into the water, and you want to do your best to make sure that this doesn't happen on your turn. We start with 8 snappers on the island, with all the rest placed into the included cloth bag. Each turn, players will draw 1 tortoise from the bag, line it up on their own entry point, and then gently push and poke it with just 1 finger to get that turtle onto the island. If any other shellies fall off on your turn, gather those in front of you, and if one of them happens to be yellow, take another turn. Once one player has a set of 3 matching turtles, or a total of 5, the game ends, and whoever has collected the least number of turtles will be the winner. Mania has an absolutely stunning presentation with a simple and straightforward dexterity experience. We'll dig a bit deeper into this game a little bit later in the video during our 3-point comparison. The premise of this game is right in the title. A bunch of hedgehogs are participating in a series of relays, and we as players are helping them along. Each player starts with either 11, 13, or 15 cards depending on how many players are at the table, and each turn we'll be playing one of those cards to move any of the hedgehogs. We are not rooting for any particular hedgie here. As each race evolves, we'll be nudging different hedgehogs along the track, all the while trying to keep cards in hand for which color we think will eventually win that race. The race ends as soon as one hedgehog crosses the finish line, and whoever was responsible for that final dash wins 3 points. And then we'll be comparing the number of cards we have left over with the location of the matching critters. The winning hedgehog will score 3 points for every card of that color players still have in hand, and the other hedgehogs will score between -1 and 2 points per card. Rainbow cards are worth nothing at the end of each rally, so we'll want to play those during the races. We play through as many races as there are players in the game, with each player having the chance to be the first player. After the final race, we'll count up our point chips, and whoever has the most will be the winner. Racing Hedgehogs is accessible for almost any age and encourages the development of math skills, in addition to offering meaningful decisions through the management of a hand of cards. We'll break things down a little bit further as we do our comparison with Mania in just a moment. Our first point of comparison is going to be the toy factor. Each game has some cute bits and pieces, with a literal sack of hard plastic turtles on one side and these 4 almost rubbery hedgehogs on the other. My kids are split on which critters they prefer, but when we factor in the amazing table presence of Mania's elevated island, we've got to award this point to our half-shelled heroes. Our toy factor point goes to Mania. Our next point of comparison is going to be the fun factor and replayability. Which game brings us the most joy, and how often does that encourage us to bring that game out over and over again? And finding an answer in this particular category is a little bit tricky. For younger players, Mania offers a tactile, dexterific experience that reminds me of Kabuto Sumo, which we've covered previously here on the channel, and we absolutely love. And while kids may enjoy the turtle-pushing turmoil, this game is unlikely to hold the interest of adults for very long. By comparison, adults may look at Racing Hedgehogs, see all the kid-friendly artwork, and have that instinctual reaction to just write off the game. But if older players stick around, they'll find themselves in the middle of a game that can hold their attention from start to finish. I've seen some adults only kind of sort of be focused on this game, and then suddenly they find themselves intrigued when they realize that they didn't keep the right hedgehog colors in their hand for that first round of scoring. So while Turtle Mania offers that instant gratification kind of fun for younger players, Racing Hedgehogs will hold the attention of a wider age range for a longer period of time. My kids both say that Turtle Mania has the stronger fun factor, but in this case, I'm going to disagree, making for a split decision. Our final comparison point asks which of these games fosters the growth of skills and offers the opportunity for learning. While Turtle Mania's dexterity aspect is certainly a skill that can be built upon, there's no question that Racing Hedgehogs offers so much more in this department. In the racing game, players are challenged to make interesting decisions that benefit them both in the short and long terms, and the scoring at the end of each race actually has everyone adding, subtracting, and multiplying throughout all of the races. Both of these games are great fun for the right audience, but when it comes to skills development, Racing Hedgehogs absolutely comes out on top. So we've looked at the toy factor, the fun factor / replayability, and the opportunity for skills development. And our final recommendation ultimately comes down to who is at your table. For ourselves, if 5-year-old Josie is at the table, it's much more likely that Turtle Mania is going to be played. But if she's busy with other activities and it's just Harriet and I at the table, I will certainly be asking for Racing Hedgehogs. So if you have children as young as 3 years old at their table and they're not prone to putting game pieces in their mouths, Turtle Mania is one that you should absolutely look at. But if you've got slightly older gamers in your life, Racing Hedgehogs is a game that I would strongly recommend. Now let's check in with my little ladies for some final thoughts as we wrap up today's video. So there you go. That just about wraps up our coverage of Turtle Mania and Racing Hedgehogs. And so that brings us to the end of our video. Hopefully this has been a helpful resource in helping you decide if one of these, or maybe even both, belongs into your game collection.
If you picked one or even both, then comment down in the comment section and tell us which one you like best. And then in the next video, we'll tell you which one got more likes.
Great idea.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
That's right, that's right. If you want to see more content that is focused on great games for little players and big players, make sure to subscribe to our channel, drop a like on this video, and as Harriet said, drop a comment letting us know which of these two games you'd like to give a try for yourself. So until next time, whether you've got little players
or big players,
make sure that you're playing games that make your thumbs go way up.
Bye
for now.